zero10.com, and welcome to the news of the Daily Mail. Actually, today came in the Daily Mail, and the Dupe of Sussex, Welsh property developer, 35 lives double life as Prince Harry lookalike in young worldwide trips and £1,000 an hour jobs, and works with 6 different Meghans. It's been a busy year for Prince Harry, and many millions of people around the world watched him become the Duke of Sussex as he married Meghan Markle at Windsor Castle. A few months later, in October, the couple announced they are expecting the first baby, and just days later they flew to the other side of the world for a 16-day tour down under. But it's not just Harry who has been busy. The prince's hectic schedule has made for a jam-packed 2018 for his lookalike Rice week of 2. Rice 35 is almost exactly the same height as the Duke of Sussex 34 and nearly the same age, as well as sporting the same head of red hair. Friends, family and strangers have been pointing out his royal resemblance for years, but it wasn't until Harry and Meghan mania swept the country with news of their engagement in November last year that he started to take them seriously. In just a few months, the Welshman went from a quiet life as a property developer in the sleepy Kent village of granite to traveling the world as a fully fledged Prince Harry lookalike. He told Mail Online, "Since March I have been on the side of a London bus flown to Hong Kong to play Harry at a millionaire businessman's birthday party and been on live TV. It's surreal. I never used to think much of it when people would stare at me at weddings and tell me I look like Prince Harry. Most lookalike doesn't see the resemblance between them and the persons they are impersonating. But the more photoshoots I do and the more pictures I look at, sometimes I have to ask myself, is it me or is it him?" While there are only on one Meghan for Harry, Rice has worked with as many as 6 in his new part-time job as Harry doppelganger. He is signed up with 6 agencies in the UK as well as ones in the USA, Germany, Belgium and Holland, which have sent him on jobs the length and breadth of Britain and overseas. Rice says it all started 7 years ago, explaining from around 2011 people have been coming up to me in the street telling me I look like Prince Harry. My family and friends have always said it's a lot as well. So I decided to get in contact with a few agencies for lookalikes, but I didn't get any response, so I thought that was the end of that. That was around the time Harry was in the army, so I think they wanted him to keep a low profile, which meant there was no demand for a lookalike work. But in November last year, when they announced the engagement, one of the agents phoned me up and asked me, "Do you still look like Prince Harry?" And I said, "I think so." So I went to their offices for a meeting. They put me on their books, but then that was it until about March time, which is when more and more work started coming up. After making a name for himself on social media, he entered a royal lookalike contest, and it was a Spanish woman called Inmaculada Sanesteban who he teamed up with to eventually be crowded the best Harry and Meghan lookalikes in Europe. Despite not speaking the same language, Inma 33 has stuck up a firm friendship with her English Harry lookalike. The pair insists they are just friends and will not be following in the royal counterpart's footsteps and entering a romantic relationship. Rice said, "I went to Seville on holiday recently and we met up to do some photos, but we are just friends." Naturally, the week of the royal wedding is why Rice is busiest, with him rushing to 6 jobs in 6 days. But he has proven lucrative, with some appointments earning him more than £1,000 an hour. On the day of the wedding, Rice got up at the crack of dawn to get the train off Windsor. He said the week of the weddings was really crazy. He was doing at least 1, if not 2 jobs a day. He was exhausted. The day when I got to Paddington to get the train, someone shouted at me, "Don't be late for the weddings, Harry." I had to get people starting at me on the underground, but the soon remember Harry would never take public transport, so it could not be him. The impersonator did some TV interviews and was meant to have a spot inside the castle grounds with one of his many Meghans, but the crowds were too big by the time he arrived. He said he managed to see the carriage to go down this high street. When it was finished, I went back to London in the evening to do a Thames boat cruise with William and Kate lookalikes. Rice families, who are originally from Cardiff, are very pleased with Hugh new life as a Harry double and are big fans of the royal family. His sister met the Queen when she visited her during her school years at at Sellentham Ladies College, and his father was at the University of Aberystwyth. At the same time as the Prince Charles often caught glimpses of him around campus. But although he impersonates him, he said his son Prince Harry is not his hero. He said, I like him, but I am not an obsessive. I am pleased he's found someone he can settle down with after all the trouble he has had in his life with his mom and everything. And Meghan seems really nice. She is a lovely smile. With Harry popularity, Rice says his royal act is usually well received. He added some lookalikes play bad guys, but everybody universally adores Harry, so I am pleased with that. I usually get a good response from people. The 35-year-old says he hasn't had to make too much of an effort to maintain his Harry look, as his wardrobe is not as varied as his wife's. But having the same features as the prince is more rare, he claims. There aren't very many of us. There are only over 6 in the whole country, but there are a lot of more Meghans, more like 20. It is easy to look like her. I think anyone can have long black hair and look pretty, but with Harry you have to be tall and with red hair. I think it's harder. I have to keep up to date and what he's wearing and whether he has facial hair or not, but clothes wise is pretty easy. I have been even the wedding outfit to wear, and I just copy his blue coat. While being on TV and ITV's Lost Woman was taunting, he adds that the strangest experience he had is having his pictures taken with Prince William, Charles and the Queen looks like in his swimming costume. He said, the weirdest job I have been asked to do was sit in a hot tub on top of a canal boat in London with the lookalikes for the Queen, Prince William and Prince Charles. I had to wear Union back speedos and it was freezing. It was bizarre. The furthest Rice has been sent for a job in the Chinese gambling haven of Macau for the 75th birthday of billionaire businessman Kwek Ling Ching. The Malaysian tycoon worth 7.2 billion is a fan of all the things British and asked the royal lookalikes to attend his special day at a luxury casino. Rice and other royal lookalikes were joined by Elton John and Adele tribute acts as guests, drank champagne and tucked into a jaw-dropping birthday cake, while the security guards at Meghan and Harry's home at Kingston Place have got used to seeing him posing for photos. They were nearly fooled by his Harry impression once. He said one day I was doing some promotional shots for my social media pages when I decided to go to Harry's gym. The bodyguards started to let me in because they thought it was him, but they quickly realized I had no secret team, so it could not be. It was quite funny. Rice says there is not quite enough demand for him to keep up his day job, but with Harry and Meghan's baby expected next year, they could change and he might consider it. Thank you very much. See you in the next news with some good headline and good news. Take care. Bye.